Hello and welcome back to GGT. I'm Craig and today I want to talk about how I turn my room from this into this. When I first built my gaming rig, I did a lot of research using YouTube about setting up a gaming PC, and I remember one of the channels I come across was an English guy like myself called Tech Tesseract. Not only did he have a decent gaming PC, which is what I was researching at the time, he had this literally awe-inspiring setup. I remember seeing his setup and all I wanted to do was build a gaming PC so I could play my games, but I knew then that I had a new dream of a games room to play the PC in, and so my dream began. When we eventually moved into our house, my dream setup could come a reality thanks to the understanding nature of my girlfriend. She also needed an office space to do her work that she needs to do at home, so a joint purpose room had to be devised. Although my setup now is pretty decent with regards to lighting, it's not actually that expensive. I think everything comes to about £250, which sounds a lot, but most of that is spent on two products alone. If you just want to light a desk that you've got your PC on, you only need some simple lighting to complement it. One thing to consider is the setup that you see in my videos didn't just happen all at the same time. I have added bits slowly over time. In fact, there isn't actually that much lighting to achieve it. The first thing I did in the room was to make the 3D panel featureable. This was dual purpose. It was to help with the sound for recording, although this hasn't worked out so well, and it was to give some dynamics to the LED strips. I knew I was going to put them around the edge of the wall, so the 3D panels were there to give some contrast to the lights just leaving a glow just around the outer perimeter, to give some shadow and light, give it a bit of depth. Now to light this, I use a 10m Gobi Dream Colour LED strip. These work well enough. I was a little disappointed there are actually two strips that start from one controller. This means some effects aren't what I thought I could achieve, like a moving light going all the way around the full perimeter in a square, but they still look great and the effects are still good. I chose these particular strips as they are addressable, meaning that I could do things like light individual sections or have different styles and effects going on. I also have a Gobi strip behind the TV. This one isn't addressable, so it only has the basic functionality like colour fades and a breathing colour. It is Wi-Fi enabled though, unlike the Dream Colour strips which are only Bluetooth. The other main bit of lighting in the setup that I knew was going to happen was just underneath the desk. This is just another Gobi LED strip. This is also a Dream Colour, and it's pretty much the same as the wall one but just a 5m version. It is a little weak in person and definitely looks brighter on camera than what it does when you're actually in the room. But that's mostly down to where I've placed it under the desk, and it's too far off the wall and it's too far off the floor, so I can't really blame Gobi for that one. After the first few months of having this set up as it is, I started to notice that there were areas on the wall that weren't quite lit up. This was exaggerated, especially when I started trying to film. There was just a massive contrast in the light and dark areas, as you can see here when I've just got the LED strips on. What I did to even these out was to grab a starter pack of Philips play bars. Now, I'd wanted these for a long time, and to be honest I just didn't want to pay the money, but I'm glad I did now. I did think, and I still do think, they're quite expensive for what they do, but they do give a great spread of light and can be really soft too when you want them to be. So that's basically how I like my setup, well at least the main part of my setup anyway. If you've seen the previous video of mine, you'll know that I put a twinkly flex on my wall. This is more of just a feature light though, as it wasn't really to light the setup per se, although it does give off a decent amount of light and is actually quite bright. And that's pretty much it, how I like my setup. All you need is a couple of decent LED strips, and if you want to go a little bit further, add a couple of accent lights and a couple of play bars. I've been Craig from GGT, and until the next time, keep gaming.